I just read earlier today that an Amazon software engineer can make a base salary of, there are some pretty crazy high salaries out there that people can make. And I'm not talking about like CEOs, I'm talking about actual employees of big companies. I just read earlier today that an Amazon software engineer can make a base salary of $263,000 a year. Now, it got me thinking about how that it would be a good video to shoot talking about if you have a high salary, how real estate investing can be really beneficial for you. And so in this scenario, if you take a person, we'll just call him Bill, for example. His name's Bill, and Bill makes $260,000 a year with his salary at Amazon. And if he has a spouse, and we'll call her Sherry, and she makes $70,000 a year as a real estate agent, they could actually go out, if Sherry was a full-time real estate agent and qualified for real estate professional status, they could go out and buy an $800,000 small multifamily buy and hold property, work out a deal with the seller to where they could just put down 10% of the total price, which would be $80,000. And then what they could do is they could do a cost segregation study. Recently, legislation just passed with the big beautiful bill to where you can actually bonus depreciate 100% of an asset in the first year. So they could do a cost segregation study and ultimately could bonus depreciate approximately $240,000 in year one. So if they did that in year one, and then, of course, if they had another, just from their businesses, her real estate business and everything, and if they were able to write off another $60,000 or so in write-offs, because let's say she was doing some marketing and some other things of that nature, then in essence, that would put their tax liability or their, on paper, their income at $0. And as you know, you don't pay taxes on $0. So they would theoretically, in that scenario, completely eliminate all of their income tax for that year. And so it's totally possible when you can actually qualify for what's known as real estate professional status. And so if you're somebody that has a high-paying W-2 job and you're married and your spouse is able to get their license and actively participate in the business and qualify for real estate professional status, or even if they decided that they were just going to manage your own properties and they did that on a full-time basis and was able to get real estate professional status, you can save a lot of money in income taxes. And in some situations, like the one I just gave, you can literally pay nothing in income taxes, which, when you think about that, that is very, very powerful. If you're able to do that year over year, you're able to build an just insane amount of wealth because you're just getting that compound effect. And so when I was reading that about the Amazon employees and looking at what they were paying their employees, and like even some of their just basic employees starting out are making, on average around $50,000 or so, it got me thinking about how that real estate is such a powerful tool that you can use to really build wealth, even if you didn't leverage up on all of the benefits of the real estate professional status. In this same scenario I just gave, if the software engineer, if he was making $230,000 a year, and let's say his wife stayed at home, and didn't work, they could still end up buying rental properties, and they can use that depreciation. They couldn't use it towards offsetting their active income, but they could use it offsetting passive income. And of course, they're going to build wealth in a variety of different ways, and they still will benefit from some of the tax benefits. For example, you've got that depreciation that is being written off on all of that rental income, the passive income coming in. You've got appreciation of the real estate, which happens over the years. If they have a mortgage on it, you've got the debt pay down that's occurring. And of course, they can use leverage to buy those assets. And so here we've seen lately with inflation and things like that, like some crazy things where as inflation happens, typically real estate values go up. And then next week, the feds are meeting and are going to talk about potentially cutting the rates, which I have another video I just did on that. That's probably not going to happen next week, but if rates end up getting cut, then again, real estate values will typically go up and up and up. So real estate's a great asset. If you want to learn more, be sure next week to tune in. I've got a 12-part video series where I'm going to be teaching people all about how to invest in real estate. So be sure, if you're interested in that, to subscribe to the channel and click on that notifications button. And I also have a private community. So if you want to get the fast track, you want to get mentorship, and you want to learn all about investing in real estate and be a part of a great community, check that out. I'll put that link in the description below. As always, appreciate you watching today. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.